Today we are at IWC Schaffhausen. Right here is the head office and right there is where they make the watches. And we are going inside. We started off this visit by having a presentation about IWC. Something that I typically dislike is having the corporate presentation, the brainwashing, if you will. It worked, I'll be honest. I did not know IWC was essentially an American company. IWC stands for International Watch Company, a name that didn't really mean anything to me, but now that I know the history of IWC, kind of makes sense. So IWC was started by an American, Florentine Jones, born in 1841, died in 1916. He was American from Boston. He wanted to build American watches, but he wanted it to be done in an affordable way. And American labor is not cheap. Where can you find cheap labor? Switzerland, with his American designs for watches, and had them made over there and sold to the US market. This pocket watch is one of the first pocket watches that was made by IWC, and it's got a Mississippi steamer on it. That's pretty cool. Jones didn't last all that long running IWC. There was a big disagreement around budgeting and all that stuff, and he left IWC and it was taken over and run by a family for nearly 100 years. That was until the quartz crisis happened in the 70s. IWC was then bought by VDO and was run by a chap called Günther, who was a visionary and really pushed IWC's exploration into different materials and different complications, and we absolutely see that in IWC today. Can you tell that the brainwashing works? The Richemont Group, one of the biggest watch groups in the world, bought IWC in the year 2000, and that is what we have today, currently run by Chris Granger. We are inside IWC Schaffhausen. This is where they manufacture all of their watches. And we get to see it all. Well, I get to see it all. And I get to share some of it with you guys. It's always funny when watch brands invite you to explore their factory. They want to showcase how they make their watches. Then you get there and realize that actually they want to keep everything a secret. When it comes to making things, it's often just a process. And that's what these watch brands want to hide, especially when they have fancy materials like ceramic mixed with titanium. One thing that surprised me, it's the biggest thing. This is something that I just assumed wasn't how they did things. I, like you, are very skeptical of the watch industry. The more I learn about the watch industry, the more skeptical I am, especially when it comes to brands that are sitting under massive groups like Richemont or like Swatch. I just assume that there's funny stuff going on. And no doubt there is funny stuff going on, but I was so surprised to see that these guys make their watch cases. These guys make their components. Because honestly, some of the biggest brands out there, they don't. This is a part of watch manufacturing that I love. It's seeing the raw materials and then the machinery that turns it into stuff. So over here, we've got racks of steel, we've got racks of titanium, we've got ceratanium, and we've also got bronze. These massive rods are then taken over to here. I can't show you this bit here. That's all the machinery, a massive warehouse. You can probably hear the robots in the background. But this stuff gets turned into components and turned into cases. I love it when there is a hands-on element. Yes, like you, I'd love my watches to be handmade, but I don't have £500,000. They don't need to be that much. Handmade watches can be had for 30, 40, 50,000 pounds, but it's not something that bothers me to an extent to spend that sort of money. But at the same time, if I'm going to see watches being made, this is how I want to see them made. It looks cool. My favorite part of visiting watch manufacturers and having a tour is actually getting hands-on with the movements. I love the humbling experience of trying to take apart a watch movement and putting it back together again. My brain is not big enough to comprehend how this stuff all connects. I can understand a gear train and how these things can interact, but the fact that there's so many levels of this interaction, and it's not just gears interacting with each other, but there's levers, there's pressure, there's jewels, there's lubricants, there's so many elements that go inside these machines, and it has to all be right to make it work. I absolutely love that. When people ask me, why do you like watches? It's this part. It's seeing the brain, seeing the mechanics inside. That is my justification for buying these watches. History's fun, but this is what it's all about. We ended the trip in the standard Swiss way, going out for dinner. A really nice dinner, an epic dinner. Late night in Geneva with the Christmas lights and just a table full of watch geeks. That's the perfect way to end the night. Did you guys see anything that stood out to you as being surprising about IWC? I was really surprised. Pleasantly surprised. The brainwashing worked. What do you guys think? What are your guys' thoughts on IWC? What are your guys' thoughts on their manufacturer? And what brand should I look at next? Drop a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you like the style of this video, then hit the subscribe button down there and that little bell icon so you get notifications when I drop a new video. If you're interested in watch straps and watch accessories, jump over to barkandjack.com. If you're on Instagram, give me a follow at Adrian Barker and give my shop a follow at barkandjack. I'll see you guys very soon, and I hope you like that video because I absolutely loved making it.